Hi, and welcome to episode 25 of Christie. It's a knitting and crochet podcast. My name is Tara. I'm coming to you from White Plains, New York. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for checking us out. If you're an old viewer, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. You can follow me on Instagram and Ravelry at Christie Knits. I don't really have too much knitting to show you because I've knit a lot of thank you gifts to my son's teachers. Basically how I came about was last episode I made 2 hand towels for myself, and I ended up giving one to my mother-in-law as a birthday gift, and she liked it so much that I was like, let me see if I can knit hand towels for my son's teachers. So I went to AC Moore, which is about 40 minutes from my house in Yorktown, and I got this yarn. It's premium home cotton, 96 yards, 85% cotton, 50% polyester. This yarn is worth the drive, let me tell you. If you go to Michael's and Joann's, they only have sugar and sweet. It's much thicker, it's rougher, it's harder to use. The colors are not as vivid as this one is. It's gorgeous yarn. It's so soft, I can't even tell you. And it knits up like a dream. My hands were killing me when I used the sugar and sweet. My hands did not kill me when I knitted this. I'm not really a bulky yarn type of knitter. And it had lots of different colors. And the price point is amazing. This is $2. Sugar and sweet is $4. And in fact, I got really upset because one of my hand towels, I did buy some to make sugar and sweet, and it was for my son's favorite teacher. And I got really upset that I ran out of yarn, so I had to go there, and luckily I had the colorway because I was not driving for one skein of yarn 40 minutes. So I just had to use the cast off with that. I mean the bind off. What am I saying? I don't know. So I got it, and I was just really upset because when they said $4, I was like, for one row? So I'm going to be using that for something for me, but I was just like, wow, that's a big difference for inferior yarn. I mean, I can get a Karen Simply Soft, which is over 400 yards, for the same price as that little thing that you couldn't even make a hand towel out of. And I said the yarn was inferior. So I was very upset about that. I got over it, and I'm glad I got this. And then I end up getting this for all my cotton yarns. I love it. And then I also decided to finish whips. Okay, first of all, I made a hashtag. It's called squirrel knitting. Basically, this is what I do all the time. You ever see that dog from Up that he's talking, he goes, squirrel, squirrel, you know, he keeps doing that? That's how I am with knitting. I'm doing a project, I'm completely committed to it, and all of a sudden I see that pretty, beautiful new project, and I'm like, squirrel. So I decided to say that I'm doing a hashtag. So if you guys want to join me, I would love to see your squirrel knitting. It's called squirrel knitting, hashtag squirrel knitting. And basically any project that you stopped doing or that you started because you saw a new project that you were interested in, it's called hashtag squirrel knitting. So I'd love to see it. So this is one of my hashtag squirrel knittings. Last year I started, we'll crochet on this one. But last year I started this. It's from Hershire's. It's a beautiful crochet pattern, and you make honeydew cantaloupe and watermelon pot holders, and you make 2. You got the slice and you got the whole one. So that one I did. I actually had enough yarn to make almost the whole third one, and the third one I'm going to use is going to be where these are going to be for decorations, because I don't want to get these dirty because I love them so much, and they take a lot of work. They're double-sided, you know. It's about 20 minutes to do this side. But when you do the cantaloupe one, this was murder. I'm not kidding you. 3 days trying to do this. And the charts on crochet, for some reason, are atrocious compared to knitting. Knitting is all detailed. Every little stitch is accountable for. Not with crochet. I don't know why. I have 3 projects I have stopped crocheting because of random reasons in the pattern that I just can't figure out where the stitches go. Same thing with the seeds. Where do these seeds go? They didn't tell you, oh, just place the seeds. That drives me crazy. I want to have it exactly like your picture. And the picture, of course, was not focused enough to find out where exactly they put the seeds. So that drove me a little crazy. And it takes me a long time to put the seeds, and it took me forever to do this backing. And because you had to figure out what the chart was, because the chart was not clear. So, and then this is the cantaloupe one. No, honeydew. Honeydew. This is honeydew. And then I ran out of the green for the watermelon. I have more for this, so if I have more, I could finish the other watermelon. If not, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to order some yarn from Hershey. So I'm waiting until I finish everything, and then once I find out what yarns I need, I'm going to do a big order of them. Because they have really nice yarns. It's called, let me see what they're called. The actual yarn is, where are you? Oh, there you go. Village Yarn Craft Cottons. And the colorways I'm using, I think, pomegranate, white, black, parsley, bright green, cantaloupe, linen, and there was, oh, and cream. So this is linen, that's cream. So I definitely loved this pattern. Check it out, it's at Hershire's. And sorry, this is like the third time I filmed, so I'm a little like, ugh. I'll do my Tegna from Caitlin Hunter. It's in my homegrown fiber bag. This is blackberry mousse yarn on her hummingbird base. It's from Sweet Sparrow Knits, my favorite yarn dyer. And of course everything's all tangled right now because I keep taking it in and out of the bag because of random reasons I had to stop recording. So this is where I stopped last podcast. I did all the lace, and then this is where I knitted. So I'm almost done, I think, with the main body until I do the separation. I think I have like 4 more inches. And this little beautiful Progress Keepers from Itty Bitty Delights. It's her blackberry mousse tea. So I figure blackberry tea goes perfect with the blackberry mousse. So I had to put them together. You know you had to. Okay, so that's that one. This one I'm not sure if I actually knitted on or not. So I'm just going to show you anyway. Ginger Snap That Bag, Luke's Diner. And this is Yarn Enablers Pencil Sock in her pencil colorway. I don't know if I knit on it since the last time I saw you. We will find out. Hopefully next time I see you, this will be finished as well. Then this one. This just makes me happy. You have no idea. This is in my Stitch and Plaza bag. And this is my Aisling Shawl. I love this shawl. You have no idea how much I love this shawl. I think it's going to be my favorite shawl. One of my favorites I've ever knitted. It really is. It's by Justine Locroca. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name. The yarn is again Sweet Sparrow Knits the Racine Bells, which is a Legal Your Own inspired colorway. And then this is Witch and Fiber Company, and it's the Mrs. Potts and Chips colorway. And I had a heart attack, let me tell you. I had only this much left. I was so scared of running out of yarn. And again, she made this for when the movie first came out. I've had this for years. I wasn't sure if she would still have any left, if she would even have the dye to do it in. So I was so scared, but I made it. It was fine. Not that I would mind getting more of this colorway. I love it. And this is not my usual colors. I'm usually a pink-purple person. So this was just, this yellow with the blue is gorgeous. Oh, and this is from Simply Serving, a little panda sushi guy. Love him. But what makes this shawl gorgeous is the applied border. Look at that. How stunning is that? Gorgeous. It's very intense knitting. It's lace and cables mixed together. It's a lot of work. I cannot do this when the kids are around, but I love it. I really loving everything about this shawl. I can't wait to wear it. I hope to have this done the next podcast, but again, I'm going to take my time with it because I want this border perfect, because if I feel like if I made a mistake, I couldn't figure out how to fix it. It's so intense. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's so soft beyond. Everything about this project makes me happy. This just screams to me spring and Easter, these colorways. It's just happiness. This is what this shawl is. Happiness. Enjoyed it so much. So I recommend the Aisling Shawl because it's amazingly written. Oh my god, I'm so thirsty. This is Plum Deluxe Tea. I joined their Tea of the Month club. I want to show you this too. It is the one I'm drinking, which I can't stop drinking. It is the Tao of Summer Black Tea. Summer Zen, 1 cup at a time, that he calls it. Black tea, orange peel, hibiscus, rose hips, lemongrass, blood orange essence, love and gratitude. What is that? And this was this month's tea, and then you got a little sample with it. Caramel almond black tea, bold and sweet, a delicious attitude to have. All organic black tea, robust tea, cinnamon chips, apple pieces, almond, caramel essence, love and gratitude. Just very sweet. So that's a little sample. I'm really into fruit teas more so than the savory ones. So we will see if I like that one or not. Because I know when I got the advent calendar from David's Tea, I did not enjoy it at all because it was all savory teas. And I was just like, I like my fruit. I'm sorry. They should have a separate choice for fruit. The advent calendar of tea is a genius idea. But if you don't like cinnamon and all those other flavors that they were, I don't remember what, chocolate tea, I was just like, yeah, I like my fruit. Sorry. And then the first one I got was Cranberry Earl Grey. I'm not really a Earl Grey person. I'm not into the bergamot oil. But it's got black tea, cranberries, orange peel, hibiscus, robust, bergamot oil. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Cranberry essence, blue cornflowers. It's very cute. It's like $10 a month, and you get this. And as I made already 2 pictures of that, and I still got a lot left. So, and I make the 2-liter pitchers when I make it. It's an iced tea machine. So I went through a lot of tea with that already. When you start drinking that orange one, you can't stop. It's horrible. It's so addictive. And then they have this beautiful butterfly tea. I want to actually make an order for that. You get free shipping when you're part of the clubs too. And it's basically the color of the tea changes, you know, as you add lemon to it. It's awesome. It's blue to purple, or is it purple to blue? I'm not sure. I think it's blue to purple. It's beautiful. I can't wait to have it, and I can show you guys it. It's really cool. All right. Next project I'm going to show you is my Wick shawl from Curious Handmade. Again, I'm obsessed with sushi. I know, I'm obsessed with the sushi cavalier bag I made. And this is, Simply Serving Progress Keepers. And Woolen Vine yarns in Hawuki base, Pandora's, and Last Unicorn. And I'm almost done with this, actually. I only got to do the border. I have 3 more rows of the pink, and then I'm done with that. And then I go into Norwell Knittle. Hello, how are you doing? Blooper reel, Narwhal Needleworks in this blue colorway. I forgot what the name of it is. I have it over here. Duh. Oh no, I don't have it there because I forgot to put in the show notes. Fresh Air 2.0. It has little specks of pink. So the whole thing is going to be all connected because there's pink through each yarn. And what I like about this, they're the 4-ply yarns, and they're very plump and very pastel-y. Like I guess it just makes everything lighter, the 4-ply. So they're going to look really good together. And I was really going to put in my doodler shawl, but then you couldn't see the stripes that well. Like even here, you have a little hard time seeing it. But as you see it, it's more clearly in here than it is in the doodler, unfortunately. So I had to scrap that and make it with another color, which I love what I'm doing with that one. And I finally got the yarn to finish. I'll show you that in a little while. Very excited. So this next project is awesome. Okay, this is called the Catching a Mermaid Shawl. I've had this on the needles for over a year. I'm trying to finish all my whips. Black Squirrel Berkeley's idea is finish all your whips this year, and that's what I'm trying to do. This one I didn't think I was going to finish, but I was watching the Lofty Loops podcast, and I saw her doing the newer version of this. So every year, Soft Yarn Designs makes these mermaid patterns. She has 3 of them out right now. And her designs, I definitely recommend go look at them. They are beautifully written. She has checklists for the repeats at the end of each thing. She tells you when to change the needles. She has yardage detail, how many rows you did. She has a little beautiful story. Let me tell you what the story is. I have to tell you. Oh, sorry, I took this off. The story is so cute for this one. I have to share it because it's really, really... she really outdoes herself with these patterns. I can't, like, recommend them enough. Okay, ready for the story? It's so cute. Bear with me. Once upon a time there was a mermaid. She was so beautiful that all the sea creatures gazed at her with delight. And she looked kind of like you. She had hair that was brown or blonde or red or maybe tinged with purple. Her eyes were brown or green or gray or maybe blue, dark skin or maybe freckled, a round face or maybe one with prominent cheekbones, and a curvous body or maybe slim. She was a powerful swimmer. She was happy. So then you have the pattern, and then she'll suddenly go back into the story after you did this. And it was a club, so every week, yeah, not a club, it's a mystery cow, so every week you got another installment. The mermaid swam happily in the ocean, greeting the turtles and the starfish. She did not know the danger lurked in the nearby current. She dappled the waves above the ribbons of light twisted down through the waters. Our mermaid swam in the current, chatting with a dolphin. She did not see the net until it was too late. The mermaid was caught. Caught in the ocean netting, the mermaid was confused. She had been amongst the seaweed, the kelp fronds her whole life, always swimming through, swimming between, swimming past. How could it have entangled her this way? The dolphin friend swam away in fright. Nobody was there to help her. The mermaid began to cry. The mermaid's tears slowed as she contemplated what to do. The mermaid began to explore the netting in which she was caught. It was like seaweed, but together, but like kelp, but more intertwined. It tangled her hair and rubbed against her scales. The mermaid used her hands to test the netting. Perhaps she could pull it apart and get away. No, she could not. The mermaid saw sharks in the distance, tapped in the netting. She had no way to escape. Should they come closer, she began to cry with despair. The sharks turned to silhouettes as they receded. The mermaids breathed a sigh of relief. She turned her attention back to the knitting, wiggling and twisting to try to escape its grasp. But despite her struggling, the mermaid remained trapped. The mermaid's movements attracted the attention of one of her friends, a sea turtle. Slowly and cautiously, the turtle swam to the edge of the netting. The mermaid showed the turtle the way. She was caught in the strands of the netting, cautioned him to come no closer, lest he became entangled as well. But the turtle was old and had seen many things. He motioned for the mermaid to remain still. He swam to the ocean bottom and picked up a shell in his mouth. The shell was a clam. Swimming back to the mermaid, he indicated what to do with the shell and passed it to her. Taking the shell in her hands, the mermaid rubbed its sharp edge against the strands of the netting. She sewed the fibers one by one until she was able to slip through. The turtle watched with satisfaction as the mermaid wiggled through the hole she had made in the netting. She bent her hand towards his and touched his forehead and granted. With a flip of her tail, she swam away. It, like, so beautifully written, and so many details in this pattern. You could really tell that she really loved writing this. I can't wait to get the other patterns. And Allison in Lofty Loops, she was making it, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, I have to pick it up again, because hers was small too. And the reason why I stopped knitting this was when I was knitting it, it's lace weight, and it was supposed to be fingerling weight, but I have the right gauge. But it felt so squished and small. Again, the magic of blocking, how big it got. And I was scared it was going to be too small. And I had 2 cakes of this yarn, and I was like, I'm not even going to use 1 cake. This is ridiculous. So I'm glad Allison inspired me to keep doing it. Because I said I thought I was going to frog this, and look how beautiful it is. I did all, that's where I was, simply serving again. And then I did all this. And look how beautiful the colors melt into each other. And I don't know where it went to the little piece. I literally had like that much left. It was ridiculous. I was having a heart attack, and I was scared that I was going to have to go into the next cake. Then I don't know what I want to do with it. I might end up trading with someone, or I might find a cake of yarn that starts with the purple, or ends with purple, or ends with this color, or starts with this color, so I can melt everything together and do a 2-skein shawl. I don't know what I want to do. But I'm so glad I finished this. Here, let me show you how beautiful it looks. Here, I'm going to put it like this too. I love it. I just love it. And it's going to be, believe it or not, even though it's lace weight, it's very woolly yarn, so it's going to be very warm to wear. And the colors are just so vibrant. So it might be nice in the winter. Even though these are summer colors to me. But again, the purple goes with everything. I wear a lot of light blue. And as for the sailing shawl, I'm going to be wearing that a lot in the winter because I have a light blue jacket I wear constantly, or a white jacket, and that would go perfectly. So again, this might go well with my white jacket or my light blue jacket, or even like a nice gray. I don't know, but I love it so much. Alright, so I have an announcement. Tomorrow I'm releasing my Green Gable Socks. You can get it now if you want as the Anna Green Gable sock collection with the Marilla's Raspberry Cordial. So these are my two patterns. I also have another sock that sort of released as part of a club I did with Itty Bitty Delights and Teal Torch Knits. She did the yarn. Her yarn is so soft and plump. Oh my gosh, it was such a dream to work with, and it was bright colors, which I'm not used to really working with, so I was just like, oh, this is a nice change and everything, and I really love the pattern I came out with. I think it's one of my nicest designs. I will be releasing, I think in 3 months, I think it is, after the club colorway, after the club releases. So the pre-orders ended. If you contacted Amanda from Itty Bitty Delight, she might, I don't know, do something if you want to get part of the fun. Basically, you could either do my pattern and her progress keeper, or yarn, pattern, and progress keeper. It is a really fun club. It's based on the Very Deadly books, and yeah, so I have that coming out. So next episode I will be able to show you that yarn, the yarn and the pattern finally. I'm very excited about that. So my next project, as I said, I've been trying to finish things, and I had a lot of bags with minis in them. Because basically what I did when I did my, when I started my Northeasterly Blanket, which is here, it's all Sweet Sparrow yarns, except for like 1 or 2. I think this is for my sparkling cider hat. I forgot what the company was. But I'm trying to do this mostly in Sweet Sparrow yarns, 'cause she's my favorite. She has a certain lightness to her yarn colors, which I love. And I wanted to make it a really pastel-y type of a blanket. So this is almost the whole advent calendar. I finally started putting that in there. And then I put that yarn in here plus a few others. So once this is done, I could take these needles out, and then I'll put scrap yarn in, and then I could put it in a bin. But what I had was, I had a bag for the advent calendar. Then with the yarns that I finished in the advent, I had another bag. Then I had a bag of minis. Then I had another big thing of all scrap yarn that I finished from other projects. And I was like, this is insane what I have. So then I found this bowl downstairs, and I decided to put all my minis on here. So when I finally get my house fixed, dream world, I will have a bookcase, and I'm going to place this on the bookcase. And then I have all my minis where I can see them through the glass. I mean, not glass, it's plastic. But I can see through here. And it has a pretty little Hawaiian things. I love Hawaiian stuff. And then this is the colorways. Oh wait, let me show you which ones I did. I think I added from here up, then all this, and then all that. That's what I added. So. And then this one, I added, these are from other Advent things I did. So I did this one, these are from Sweet Sparrow, these two, and then these two. So that's my Cozy Memories blanket. I added stuff. So I was really into doing those, and then I was really into the hand towels this month. So I'm shocked I actually did anything on those other projects, and I did so much on the Sailing Shawl, especially on the Wick Shawl, because I was really focused on the blankets and the hand towels. It was crazy. And another thing I want to show you, I'm very excited, because I finally got the yarn to finish my doodler and my Bumblebee Shawl. So this is the skein for the doodler. Unfortunately, they don't match, and this is for the Bumblebee Shawl. They don't match exactly with the skeins I have, so I'm going to have to alternate skeins. But I'm going to have them done soon. I'm very excited. And as a reward for having that done, I bought yarn, because Julie had this major sale. This is all Sweet Sparrow yarns. Oh, and this is on her Magpie base, and this is the Gosling base. This is the Cashmere base, and that's the Stellina base. And then over here is going to be the Birds of a Feather Shawl. Very excited, by Adrienne Mallory. And it is her Mermaid colorway and the feather base. And then this is in her Magpie base. And she actually dyed this specially for me, because what happened was, I originally was going to do Blackberry Mousse in the mohair, And then I was going to do, she had the purple velvet, and I was going to do those two together. But then I saw this mohair, and I don't really knit with it. So I was like, why am I going to buy 2 skeins of mohair? Because I really wanted this. And then I was debating on making this shawl like pink and white. So I was like, why don't I get this and try to find a colorway that would go with it? I couldn't find anything, so I asked her, is there any way you could make some kind of colorway that could be a light blue, almost whitish, so this would show up more? So she came up with this. Isn't that beautiful? And it is called Ice Blue. Perfectly fitting. So these are going to go together. Check it out. I can't wait. Oh my god, I can't wait. They're gorgeous. And then I also, because this sale was so good, I also got, she has mystery skeins. So basically skeins she did testing with, or they didn't come out completely right compared to what the color should be. She sells for half price. So of course every time I take an order I have to get some of these. So I don't know what I get, and she just sends me whatever. So this one is called it's the Gosling base, and it's the Gray Lady, which I love. I definitely see getting more Gray Lady in my life. And this is the interesting one. Look at this. This is on her new Yak base. But the colorway is Dusty Rose. So it's called her, no, it's Owl. The base is called Owl, but it's Yak in the yarn. And it's 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 10%, no, 20% yak, 10%, 10% nylon. Hi. So this makes the yak makes it much more mutish and brownish, all the colorways, because I said Dusty Rose, right? I have Dusty Rose and 2 other bases of hers. This is crazy. Look at this. Look. This is in her single ply. Look at the difference. And this is in the Magpie, the Stellina base. Crazy. These two are pretty good together. But it's brown. Same exact dye, just the different bases. Insane. That like blew my mind. I had to share that with you guys. I was just like, what? I can't even. All right. And that's it. Alright, so that's it for the knitting portion of my show. I'm going to do a little vent. I've been reading a lot. I'm actually really proud of myself right now because I have been reading so much right. So, let me see if I can find what I want to tell you. It is, I'm doing a reading challenge on Goodreads. In the last couple of years, I've only read 4 books a year, if I was lucky, and I used to read 2 books a month. So this year I really wanted to try to read more books. So I cut down on my knitting a little bit, and I'm just really focusing on reading. I actually almost did it. I'm on 11 books now. So I just got one more book and I got the 12. And I'm going to see if I can go past that, because I'm really into reading lately. So I've read recently, again, Krista Davis, my favorite author. She is amazing. I can't recommend her enough. The towns she creates through her writing, you want to move to. The characters are so enriching and detailed, and the plot of the stories, it's wonderful. Her books are all wonderful. She has 2 set series, the Diva series and then Murder Most House series, I think. I don't know. Just look, Krista Davis. Fabulous writer if you like cozy mysteries. So I read The Diva Serves High Tea, Murder Most Howl, and Mission Impossible. Again, I don't know if I said this the last podcast I read those. I probably was talking about some of them. Then I read Agatha Christie's The Crooked House. I enjoyed that a lot. That was a really good book. I couldn't wait to watch the movie, and then I fell asleep during the movie. So I don't think the movie was as good as the book. So definitely read the book. Do not look at the movie. And now here's where we go to my rant. Oh yeah, let me get some more tea. You're going to need it. I am a glutton for punishment. I really am. I read the Joanne Fluke books. Why? Why? Because I like the characters. Other than that, these books are atrocious. I am not kidding you. I am reading, I finished. I stood up till 3 a.m. to read this book. It was a double fudge brownie murder. If you've ever read a Joanne Fluke book, you sympathize with me. If you haven't, do not read them. Run. Run the other way. Do not get sucked into the vortex, okay? It's horrible. I read on Goodreads, this is why I'm saying this, because I can't believe how many people are sucked in like me. This is the last book I'm going to read. I'm never going to read another one. I don't know why I wasted my time. I'm on book 17 here. This is what people in Goodreads are writing. It's the last time I'm writing it. It's horrible. Why am I reading this? This is how I feel. Her writing is atrocious. Her characters, again, are lovable. But the actual writing and content of the book is disgusting. She does not... I think if you put down actual content in page-wise, I think it would have been less than 100 pages. Her books are around 300 pages long. You know what the books are about? About eating. I'm not kidding you, people. They are about eating. It's sick in the head how we all keep reading these books. Because we like these characters and we want to know who she ends up with. Is it going to be Norman or is it going to be Mike? So this one is the one that really put me over the edge. Unfortunately, I know me, I'm going to still read this because I'm a glutton for punishment. But basically, for the one big pet peeve is you go in there and every time, oh, you want a cookie? Oh, I ate 3 or 4 cookies. How are these people not 500 pounds eating all these damn cookies every day? I don't understand this. Oh, these cookies are amazing. Everything's amazing. Everything's wonderful. Oh, you're the best cook in the world. Oh, I'm like, seriously? Like, then we go into the details. She will describe, I probably said this before, how if you have a saying like, I stepped on my mother's back, I step on a crack and you break your mother's back. What does that mean? Oh, well, it means it. And then it goes into detail what that means. I'm like, everyone knows what it means. We don't need to go into detail what this is. Then she has her recipes in the middle of the book. Every other cozy mystery novelist has the recipes on the back of the book. No, this woman has them in between each chapter. And it's impossible to find the recipes. You have to go, first you gotta look for index, then you gotta hope you find it. And it's annoying too, because right before they show the recipe, which the recipe is about 5 or 6 pages long, because she goes into detail in the recipe, she goes into detail on how she made it in the book. So you have to read it twice, which I always skip over the recipe. But the recipes are really good, I have to say that. Because I made, in the Peach Cobbler mystery, I remember this book because I make it so much, she has this strawberry flip cookie. It's phenomenal. I recommend you guys, you can get that recipe, buy the book just for the recipe, or you can get her cookbook that has all the recipes and like about 10 of the books. I would get the cookbook. Don't buy her regular books. They're, blah. But anyways, so she tells you how to make it, and then she has the recipe. It's like, how repetitive are you? And then every time someone comes in the room, we have to repeat what the storyline we just heard. So again, we have pages of just repetition on the storyline. This is the one that killed me the most. I'm going to share you this part of the book. It has nothing to do with the plot. Nothing! She goes to her niece, Tracy. Would you like to learn to make some cake, some candy? Yes, Aunt Hannah, I would love to make some candy. Okay, go get an apron. Oh, I'm going to go get an apron. Oh, Aunt Hannah, is it okay if I use this apron? Yes, it's okay to use this apron. I bought that apron for you. I'm not kidding you. This is how the dialogue is. So then she goes, okay, let's make the candy. Here's what we're going to do in stages. Here's what the candy is. So they go into detail on how to make the candy. This thing must have been like 10 pages long to make this candy. I'm not kidding you. So they go into detail about the candy. And then she goes, well, you have to put it overnight in the fridge. But Aunt Hannah, you can't put it in overnight over the fridge because we got the dinner party. It's in a few hours. Oh, don't worry. I've got another stage for you. Here's another stage. And then they go into detail on how to make that stage. But Aunt Hannah, we can't put it in the refrigerator for only a couple of hours because we got the dinner party. It's right now. Oh, but I have another stage. So she had enough time to make 3 separate batches of these candies. 3 different time periods she made these batches. And she's having a dinner party. And she works full-time at a cookie jar. Seriously? Like, I know it's a story. I know it. I get it. But oh my God, my head was exploding by the time she finished making this damn candy. And it's so stupid. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. That's how she writes it. But Aunt Hannah, how are we going to do it? Then there was another storyline. And this had so many storylines. There was no murder storyline. It was just like, where's the murder? Another storyline was she doesn't know how to use a cell phone, so she wanted to get a new cell phone. Seriously? It's 2019. You don't know how to use a damn cell phone? So she has to ask her niece how to use a cell phone. And she said, oh, I know how to do it, but I want my niece to teach me. So they go into detail on how to use a cell phone. I'm not kidding you. She tells you how to use a cell phone, people. And then she goes, oh, I think it would be a good idea to get a new cell phone because it's good to text people. 2019. What? And then they go into detail about that. So that's going through the whole story. And then you find the text and then detail the text. I'm like, oh my God. And then this was my favorite one. The cat. Every episode, every book, the cat does something crazy. Oh, this cat's so funny. Oh. So now the cat's finding these toys, but the cat can't get out of the apartment. So they have to figure out where the cat is finding these toys. So Mike, who is a cop, is one of her boyfriends. They want to do, they want to film where, they have a surveillance camera, they want to film where the cat's coming from to find out where it's getting the toy. Are you serious? So we film it. It's like, oh, the cat got in a toy. Let's go to the videotape. Oh, and they go into detail about the videotape. This goes through the whole book, people. I'm not kidding you. And then we move it. Oh, we didn't see anything there, so now we'll move it here. 4 times, I think, they moved this camera in the book. In a 300-page book, this is what's going on. I'm not kidding you. This is why you should not read this book, people. Do not get sucked in. And they keep saying that. And then when they finally find out what the cat's doing, the videotape didn't even capture it. Someone saw him do it. Like, seriously? All that about the videotape and then didn't even work? Oh my God. And then the biggest thing that annoyed me about this book. The whole reason why we read this book is we want to see if she's going to end up with Norman or Mike. And if you look at the movies, unfortunately, which maybe this is why they stopped making the movies, because they didn't want people to keep having to read these books. The writers probably were like, I can't read this anymore, my brain's going to explode. But the movies were really good. The books are horrible because they condensed it in the movie. But they said who she ended up marrying. So I was like, she ended up with him? Really? See, I want her to end up with Norman. So I was like, that's what happened? And I was like, I wonder if it's like that in the books. You know, so I thought it was another Game of Thrones thing. So I kept reading the books, and I read the Blackberry Pie one, and that wasn't that bad last couple months ago. I said, oh, maybe I'm just being hard on the books. No, I'm not being hard on the books. Not at all. It really is like that. That just happened to be a good one. Because the Blackberry Pie wasn't detailed. It wasn't blow your head out while you're reading it. It was okay. But, so now in this book, out of nowhere, one other book this guy was in, they brought in another boyfriend. What is so amazing about this woman that she has 3 boyfriends? Like, huh? Seriously? And they have the 2 guys for years running after her, obsessed with her. And then they got a 3rd one in. It's like, seriously? Why are they obsessed with her? And the 3rd one is the one she ends up getting engaged. Sorry, spoiler. But out of nowhere. So we read for 17 books who she's going to end up with, and then you get this guy in. If she was smart, what she would write is, in 2 or 3 books after the woman, I don't know if she really marries him, because I haven't read that one yet. But she married this guy, you kill him off, and then she ends up with Norman. That would at least make it a little bit interesting. This is nonsense. And I'm sitting here like, why am I reading this book? And I'm going to read the other ones. It's going to happen. Because I want to know what happens. I think I'm like 4 or 5 away from finishing the series. Oh my God. Yeah. So that is what I had to display. Do not read her books. Yeah. I don't know why. And I will read them because I'm psychotic. And I am like apparently quite a few other people who can't take it either. And we will keep reading her books because we are out of our minds insane. Yes. So I think that is it. Thank you for listening to my rant. But I had to, because 3 a.m. in the morning, people, I stayed up till. Craziness. And now I'm repeating myself because I'm repeating the book. Yeah. Alright. Anyways. Tomorrow, Green Gable Socks coming out. You can get the Anna Green Gables collection. I hope you guys will like them. I love them. Oh, and what's really cool about this pattern, wait, I just remember what's really cool. If you do this pattern with a speckled yarn, it kind of looks like a trellis with flowers on it. See? I forgot to say that before. I love that. And Amanda from Itty Bitty Delights was my test knitter, and she did it. She did it in the Anna Green Gables colorway, and it looks so pretty with this trellis that's made. I even made this like a trellis over here too. Anyways, so everyone have a happy knitting month, and I will see you then. And again, I'm hoping to have done my Wick shawl, my Aisling shawl, my Bumblebee shawl, and my Doodler shawl. At least some of them got to be done, and maybe even the socks from the pencil socks. Keep your fingers crossed I get this done. I'm really excited about this, and try Plum Deluxe. Can't recommend it enough. It's amazing. Alright, that's it. So happy knitting, everyone. Bye!